Ba, 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 ba. I'm so excited to update you guys this week because one, I'm in a much better space. I have two good eyes. I am not covered in poison ivy, and I feel great. I feel really good about life right now, and I feel good about my business. I feel good about everything after coming out of a very stressful kind of shitty time where I was, taking hits left and right. I'm coming out on the other side where there is light. So I'm very excited to update you guys. Now, if you haven't listened to last week's, it's audio only because I was still at that time very covered in poison ivy and my eye was not completely healed. So I'm not going to show up on video. But now here I am in all of my glory. So I'm excited to give you a video along with the audio today. And I'm excited to update you. I keep saying I'm excited. I think you guys get the hint. But what I have to say today is that sometimes we think of boundaries of like these really hard, like harsh things, harsh lines that like when people overstep them, like, oh my God, I'm cutting you off, I'm not doing this. But I'm coming to learn that boundaries are like these really soft ways of saying no to things that just don't make sense anymore. And it doesn't have to be like taking a dagger through the sand and drawing a hard line, but it can just be a really soft way of unfolding and allowing yourself to be who you are in that moment. And the update that I have for you guys this week is I'm learning how to say no to things that no longer serve me in this new area of my life, which is the speaking, the teaching, the creative encouragement. All of this new stuff that I'm doing needs space and it needs time to marinate and to grow. And I haven't been able to give it that. I even have a speech coming up at the end of the year. And while I've been focusing on it, it's been hard because I've been stuck to my computer still doing client work. And although there is a transition that is happening, I was still in the middle of it, right? Like it wasn't a hard no, a hard yes. It was like, what the am I supposed to do? But this week gave me so much clarity on what is happening there because I was able to see my goals for what they were and put them first, which sounds so silly, but it's like so huge for me being a recovered people pleaser, a client pleaser, assuming that because somebody wants to work with me, I have to work with them. And this goes across the board. It could be a friendship because somebody wants to be my friend again, or in the first place, that I automatically have to be their friend. And it's like, I get to choose. I get to choose now. I get to have every right to know if it's good for me, bad for me, and if it feels icky in my body, I don't have to take it on. So the big decision that I made this week was I had an offer to continue working with a client who I enjoy. I enjoy. She's a great person. Um, but it was very time consuming. I was spending a lot of time on the computer, not focusing on my speech, not focusing on the things that I want to grow, like the artist roundtable that's coming up next month. And I felt my body just just say like you can't keep doing this and it's time to renew here in a couple weeks and I usually send out my offers a little earlier and I actually did send the offer because I was like you can't turn this money down, right? Like this is too much money to say fuck you to. Oh, because you don't want to work a little bit on the computer. This is what goes through my mind. And as it was coming up and I kept like revisiting the stuff that had to be done and the things that I wanted to do and I couldn't because I was too busy taking care of these things for a client. I just asked myself, can you really see yourself doing this for another extended amount of time? And the answer was no. The answer was no. So I just sit and had to, contact the people who are close to me and talk it through and really realize that if I were to take on that project again, I would be going against everything that I'm preaching to you guys. Because sometimes I get it. You have to do a stupid job or do like a 9 to 5 in order to fund your passion projects. But I'm not in that space right now. And it was strictly this thought that I was guilty, or I felt guilty turning away money because money has been imprinted in me as such a marker of success, right? So as I retrain my brain to think like your markers of success are the enjoyment that you feel in a project, the connection you bring to a project, the collaboration that happens because of your artistry, that was nowhere to be found. And that's why it felt so bad in my body. So when I sent the message that, this, it just wasn't a right fit. I did not have the capacity to take this on anymore. And it was well received. And I felt phenomenal. I even got a little dizzy afterwards because this is so out of the norm for me. But I feel like that decision alone allowed me to start walking beside myself and walking with my future self that wants to pursue these things that excite me and that I'm passionate about and that I really want to give time to. And I gave myself permission to do that. Oh my God, I feel so like my heart's like, um, so it's a really cool feeling now that I'm on the other side of it, and now that I can look forward to creating and really being in my own element in order to build these things, right? But I just want to let you guys know when you're in the in between and you're facing these decisions, it does not feel good. It does not feel good. It feels very anxiety ridden. It feels very like pressure, just so much pressure on you. Like, and then you're like, well, if I say no to this, like, is the money gonna come back in another way? And it's like you can't even think about those things in that moment. What you have to think about is the desire to do what you want to do. Is it there? Like, can you listen to that? If your body is, and just to give you guys some perspective, I have, like bigger clients who I resign like once a year. And I was re-signing one client who I've been working with for the past 6 years, 5 years now. Amazing, amazing relationship. The work with her feels phenomenal, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. I will continue to work with this client until the end of time because we both respect each other, we both love each other, and it feels phenomenal in my body. Just as I'm talking about, I get lit up, right? On the other hand, and as I'm saying this has absolutely nothing to do with the human beings behind the business, okay? I mean, I do love the humans, but like, but as I'm talking about, I don't want you to think like somebody's like really fucking mean to me and then the other one's really nice because that's not what's happening. It's just the amount of time, the amount of work, the type of work, the creative freedom. One has it and the other does not. So when I get all of those things in check, like my body is like, hell yeah, let's keep going. And then on the other side of it, I didn't have much of those things. So my body was like, again, I tightened up. I felt very restricted and not open and free like I should when I create, right? So I feel like I went through this at the perfect time because I could compare the two experiences and really know what does it feel like when something feels good and what does it feel like when something feels bad, right? And we have to be so fucking mindful and pay close attention to this stuff because now I can use this skill whenever I go to work with somebody else or whenever I come up again if I have to renew with somebody and it doesn't quite feel good. I know. Like, and isn't that something? Isn't that just fucking something? We always know, guys. We just have to listen to ourselves, and we can't listen to the things that society has put in our heads. Like, if you turn down money, like you're stupid. Like, no, no. You got to do what's best for you. And that is what I learned this week. And I feel fantastic about it. And it was perfect timing because I'm actually going on a little retreat this weekend where I'm focusing on doing my speech on a stage for the very first time and practicing and getting to know microphones and connecting and networking a little bit with other people who are in the same journey as I am. So I'm very excited. It's a new phase coming up and I love it. So thank you guys for listening. I know I just rambled, but it's cool. It's a journey. It's a journey, baby.